right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. The actual clock shows it's 6:30 p.m. So let's go ahead and get started. And Olaf, we can go ahead and take care of a roll call, please.
District 1, Alderman Miguel Aguirre.
Here.
District 2, Alderman Richard Hughes.
Here.
District 3, Alderman David Emery.
Here.
District 4, Alderman Michael Rodriguez.
Here.
And District 5, Alderman Matthew Martinez. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you can please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Appreciate that. All right, Council, let's go ahead and move on to item number 4. This is a portion where we have citizens to be heard. This is the opportunity for citizens, visitors, and guests to address the City Council on any issue or on any item of the agenda in compliance with LGC Section 551.007. City Council may not discuss any presented issue, nor may any action be taken on any issue at this time. Citizens to be heard are limited to 3 minutes each. Attorney General Opinion JC 0169. And we have one that is going to go ahead and come forward. Mrs. Farmer, come on over. Yes. We do have an agenda item. When we get to the agenda, you'll get a chance. Come on over. All right. We're going to turn on the mic for you here shortly, just so folks out there on TV land can actually see that.
Okay, as Mayor Rubin said, my name is Janice Farmer, and I'm here to just say a few words about a man that was very special to me, Rubel. The name Rubel may not mean anything to those of you that are new here, but those of you that have been here for a number of years, you will recognize that name. And so on his behalf, I would just simply like to say a few things. Thank you. I'm going to do my best to get this under 3 minutes and get through it.
You're good, ma'am.
Crying. Okay. First of all, I want to thank you, Mayor Rubin Gonzalez, and you, the City Council, for honoring Rubel for all these years that he served on the City Council. I look back at those years and I was surprised to see how many there were. I know he got much satisfaction because I was wondering why would he serve for that period of time? As I mentioned, I know he got satisfaction, he got enjoyment from working with friends, colleagues, former students. And then I think about the latter years that he was on the council. He was beginning to see Lytle grow. And who, not Rubel, would want to miss seeing and being a part of seeing Lytle grow. I think back, and those were just a few of the reasons. And I'm sure Rubel could give you many more. Knowing him, he would surely come up with something. But as I think back on that time, I think the one real reason he served those years because he simply loved Lytle. He simply loved Lytle. And after you've lived in Lytle for as long as he lived here, how could you not love Lytle? Earlier this year, Mayor Gonzalez let me know about the decision that you all had made to honor Rubel. The street leading into the Rosewood Estates addition off of 2790 was named Farmer. I have to admit, I was taken back. I saw the sign and my heart jumped. And I could say thank you and Rubel loves Lytle. And I shed tears. But I know Rubel would have been so proud. And I just want to say thank you for that honor. As I mentioned before, I didn't have the words to say at that time. But other than saying, I appreciate you honoring him. I just appreciate, my heart's filled with gratitude for that special honor. Rubel's love for Lytle never wavered. It never changed. From the time he started way back in 1974 until the time his days were over. And I believe in 2020 he had served. He was still serving. And he realized that the time was limited for him at that time. So just thank you for that. As I mentioned, he's never changed. His ideas about Lytle never changed. They never wavered. He was truly, truly Lytle proud. Even now, I can close my eyes and still see Rubel with a big smile on his face when he talked about Lytle. I still don't have the words to say. I was so touched. And so I just want to say thank you, Mayor Gonzalez. Thank you, City Council members, for the honor that you have bestowed and given to my Rubel. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for everything. And this is a family affair. All of our council and everything they do, it not only impacts what they're doing, but I know the families. And I know you stood there for many years and helped us as we actually dealt with a lot of issues that we had and things that we were here. So I appreciate that. And the other thing cool about Mr. Farmer too, and the reason that the council made the decision to name the street, by the way, we're gonna have a dedication. We're just gonna wait until it cools down a little bit. But he was an educator. How many years?
45.
45 years.
12 years in Italian, 1 year in the Belgium. Because Lytle became our home. I said we moved in 1970 and 1968. We became a lot of lights.
There you go.
And,
There you go.
it was a
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So we will be doing something. We can't hold progression in the sense of putting the street names and all that stuff out there. But we're also working closely. We're working closely with her because we want her family to be here. So we'll coordinate a date and a time for us to make a little get together and do the unveiling and put a little bit more emphasis on the significance that goes along with that. But Mrs. Farmer, thank you so much for being here, and we really appreciate it. I think this is at least what the council could do for somebody that gave so much time to the city and actually sat. I think he sat right there, right on that chair for many, many years, serving the city. So we appreciate that. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? I know we have some that are signed up for agenda items, and we will call you up when we get to the agenda items. But is there anybody else with public comments? Anything at all? All right. So if you can go ahead and show that, Paola, I appreciate that. Okay, council, let's go ahead and move on to item number 5, consent agenda. And A, consider approval of the payment of the bills. So please review the bills so we can take care of that. Ms. Farmer, you're welcome to stay here. If you got stuff to do, no problem whatsoever. You don't need to worry about it. It's all good. Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, I'd like to start out by making a motion to approve the bills as presented.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Got a second? Okay, open it up for discussion. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas, motion carries forward. Okay. All right, item number 6 is a certificate of appreciation, and this is for Jason. So let me go ahead and come up there, and we're going to go ahead and take care of this. Yes, if we could. Thank you, Richie. All right. Let me give you a little bit of a lead before I ask this young man to come up here. And if you can please direct your attention to the TV. Hopefully that's on here. Should. Okay. Let's see.
Thank you for having us out, and I really do appreciate setting up all of this. You letting us use this hall to be able to provide for these kids. I just wanted to tell you thank you for giving us the hall.
No, actually, it goes the other way. You guys are just unbelievable. You guys actually being able to do this for their kids and their families, for them to get prepared for school. What a great way to actually set the tone, make them excited, and look forward to actually being able to go back to that. I mean, we got vendors everywhere. You have put a partnership together with all the folks in here to include the AAA folks, be able to take care of the boys and the girls. I mean, that is just unbelievable. So we can't thank you enough for what you actually have done, and we look forward to continuing your relationship. You set the tone, and I think it's going to be pretty tough for anybody to follow it around.
You guys set the bar high.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. How are you doing, man? You know, that's cool. That's cool, man.
I vote is what brings you to the light to the water event.
Just they're giving out cuts, you know. Yeah.
So you play any sports?
Yeah, I play football, varsity.
Okay, so you ready for football season coming up?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get some first name decent. So.
So just a little bit to have an idea. So we have a young man in our community that decided a year ago that he noticed something needed to be done to help our kids before they go back to school. And he took it upon himself with the help of one individual, but he kind of grabbed pretty much everything and decided to put this community event together. And it took off. Is that correct, David? I think.
It was big last year. I mean, last year, this year. Whew.
Yep. And this year, they took it to the next step and took care of not only the boys, but we also had the girls that were being taken care of. So it worked out. Lots of folks that came by, and then a little special touch provided some of the unique community programs that were available, and he helped out with being able to do that. So they were getting help not only with what was happening inside the regular haircuts, but also some of the programs to be able to do that. This young man is unbelievable, and he's already committed for next year to be able to do this. He organized it, found all these barbers in the local area up to in San Antonio, is that correct? And brought them down here just so we could take care of kids. And when we say the kids, our kids, it's actually all the surrounding areas. You had kids from everywhere that showed up as being able to take care of that. So Jason, with that, come on up. Come on up. We're going to go ahead and we want to give you a certificate of recognition. This is for organizing the 2024 free back to school haircut. This is a small token of appreciation on behalf of the council that we want to say thank you for what you did because you made a huge impact and we're looking forward to the continued relationship trying to take care of the rest of the folks. Let me get the council. If you could all stand up and we'll go ahead and move over this way. And we're going to take a quick photo. I'll do like this. And like that. There we go. Awesome. Any comments you want to share?
What can I say? My parents came here. I came here my elementary years, but my mom moved me to San Antonio to go and find a bigger opportunity to to make something of myself. So I said, okay, I just graduated high school, so what can I do to give back to the kids and give them something to look forward to? And actually, some of y'all may not know, but AAA is opening a barber college here in here in Lyle. So while I was out there cutting hair, I kept asking the kids, what is something y'all want to do? What is something y'all want to do? And I said, look into cutting hair, look into cutting hair, look into doing something to do with barbering. You know, whether that be braids or cutting women's hair, whatever it was. I wanted them to know about what we do in my industry, which is turning people from not having the best confidence to giving them a whole new look, a whole fresh cut. And I promise you, some of these kids, I know I never had the struggle, but some of these kids do have the struggle. And I've heard it myself where kids go back to school without a haircut and they do get made fun of. I wanted to make sure that was not an issue. So it was all pleasures here for allowing me to do that, for allowing my dreams to come true. Because I love hosting stuff. I love putting stuff together for people to eat. That's how I say it. I put stuff together for people to come together. So I enjoy being the head honcho and setting all of this up. But without this right here, without the mayor helping me, and everybody else with the helping hand, I know I got in contact. I don't remember your name. I'm sorry, Paula. I got in contact with Paula countless times because I was trying to set up this event and make sure. But thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank every single one of you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Give you a call.
When I first saw you, I thought maybe you were one of the students that got the haircut.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. You can hang out or you can take off. Totally up to you.
I'll hang out for a couple minutes.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
A lot of fun.
As long as we have Richie here, it's always fun, I tell you. All right. Thank you so much, Council. Appreciate that and recognition well deserved. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 7. This is the open session. And this is take action on items discussed. Consideration and possible action concerning an application for variance by Stacy Meadows for the property located at 20,011 Lonesome Dove from section 46-190 area regulations of chapter 46 zoning to allow for a swimming pool to be placed less than the required rear setback of 15 feet. We have Zach that is going to go ahead and talk about, and these two right there. But just to make sure we all stay within our parameters, I'm going to ask our Mayor Pro Temp to take over this item due to a conflict of interest, as I am a property owner adjacent to this property. So Paola, please show in the minutes, show on there that I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to David Emery, our Mayor Pro Temp, to go ahead and handle this item, and I'll turn it over to Zach. So
Zach, let's hear the background on this,
Yeah.
and then we'll hear from the residents.
For sure. So, Mayor Pro Tem and council members, obviously the item before you, we have had a request by Mrs. Meadows at the property at 20011 Lonesome Dove. Just FYI, there is no relation for the Meadows name there. Just want to make sure that that's clear as well. The section that they're looking to obviously require a variance from is 46-190 area regulations. So they are looking to place a swimming pool in their rear yard. We do require a 30-foot rear setback. However, Saddle Ridge, in developing their subdivision, did get an additional variance already. So their setbacks are only 15 feet from the rear. So that's why they're only asking for it from the 15-foot. And it's about 7.5, give or a little take more feet that they would be looking to encroach into the setback to the rear. So I'll turn it over to the residents.
Yeah, I have Stacy Meadows down to speak. and Michael Meadows. So one of you, both of you together.
Thank you. So the pool is going to be a fiberglass pool. When we first bought the property, our what's it called? The survey was actually incorrect. It actually had our footage in our backyard for 10 feet more than what it was. And we discovered that when we were trying to, because we were going to do a storage building and a pool. And then when we got with the HOA, they were like, oh, you can't build in this. Well, then we started measuring the yard, and then that's when we discovered, hey, we're short 10 feet. So then we got with the builder. They gave us the correct one. And then that's when we realized, wow, we have 10 feet shorter than what we had originally anticipated. So our goal is to try to put a pool in, but I know we need that extra couple of feet.
If you put the pool in right now, how far is it from the back edge of the pool to the fence?
From the,
From the back fence, it's 7 feet. 2 inches.
yes, 7 feet 2 inches. Did you get a copy?
Yeah.
On
we-
your-
yeah.
On the front side, what's 9 feet? Are you able to come up a little bit on that? Or is that, are you able to take away some of that 9 to make a little bit more room on the back?
Yes, I could do that.
Because right here, it looks like it's 9 feet from, I guess, the back of your house.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
from the, like, that,
From the patio.
from the patio, which is the end of the house. And so we just wanted some leeway to, like, put a barbecue pit and stuff out.
But are you able
But-
to at least come up a little bit on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Is the patio in place right now?
Well, the patio is like,
It's built into the house. It's
yeah.
not above 3 walls.
So like when you look at the plan, the patio is like here,
It's recessed into the house.
and it's only like 8 feet wide by 4 feet.
So this is an open patio, cement?
This piece would be yes.
So that's going to be added,
We're
correct?
extending out the patio without a cover,
Okay.
just a concrete to the
My
to the
question
pool.
is the concrete in the ground now for this, between the house and the pool?
No.
that you're
No, no,
proposing?
sir.
Okay.
No, it's all
So
grass.
if you decrease the distance between the house and the pool, then your patio would be shorter.
Correct.
Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The only thing, if I can, so you can, there's no issue with, obviously, from the city moving it closer to the home. Within a certain distance, they're gonna have to produce some more engineering associated with it, just because it's close to the foundation of the home at that point, but there would technically be no issue with moving it closer. In reality, it probably solves some issues if they moved it closer, because the way these lots were built, there's some drainage kind of to the back. So really, those on the back end of this property would actually receive water and then flow down the back sides of the properties. And so that's a concern that we would have if we're starting to encroach into that rear setback area. So
Do you have any background, Zach, on the original variance that we gave to the builder?
I do not. I know that both Rosewood and Saddle Ridge asked for similar variances in respects to their lots. I tried to find, unfortunately, there's some minutes that we can't find specifically for that time frame, but they obviously did get the variance for that because all those lots have it at the 15 foot. So.
You said there was like a drainage or behind it, or is there a neighbor on the other side?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
it's neighbors all around.
Yeah, there's neighbors all around. The way they built those lots, it appears from looking at it that there may be a component of like an AB drainage where part of the lot kind of goes to the front of the street and then some of it goes to the rear of the lots. So you have this area where their lot and here, and so there's going to be some water that flows to the back sides and then flows out further down the streets. And so obviously the more you encroach into that, there could be, with higher rains and stuff, there could be runoff from the pool that would overflow into that area. So you just have to be concerned.
Do we have any neighbors that are against
So the thing with variances, there's no notification process that goes out. So, it's kind of, they're asking for it on the merits of themselves, and it's deciding if the council wants to do it or not.
So it's unfortunate when Saddle Ridge asked for that variance of the 15 feet, your neighbors lost 15 feet as well on their back property. So both sides were shortened. And I look at your footprint of your home, and you got one of the larger homes on as far as the design. There's 2 houses down that has a smaller home, and that would have had enough in the backyard to allow for that both sides. But based on the footprint, I don't see where you have room to put the type that you're looking at. Saddle Ridge currently doesn't have an HOA. Are they going to have an HOA?
They do. They do have
They do have
HOA.
an HOA, but this is ordinance by the city.
Yeah, so the HOA, obviously, they spoke with the HOA, and the HOA said, no, the only way you would be able to move forward is if you got a variance from the city.
Right. And did this go before the commission?
It does not, because it's a variance, so
Okay.
variances do not.
And if it gets denied today, then your other option would be to go with a smaller pool size. Have you thought of that?
We have,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
And I know this is
wanted it
what
for
you want.
exercise.
And every person's, every man and woman, this is their castle. And it would be nice to have what you want.
I know the pool company told me that it's Double H Landscape that will be doing the work. And they said that they would make sure that, it's within like the water drainage and stuff like
nothing
that.
restricted water flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
How far above ground level will the pool protrude, you know?
Well, it's going to be in ground.
Right,
So
but
it's
it's
just
not
gonna-
gonna be flush with the grass.
No, sir.
It's gotta be, because of the backyard being sloped, it's going to be leveled out. So the backside is gonna be a little bit higher, of course, than the front. So we're looking, I think, probably 6 to 8 inches.
And then you'll slope that
Then
dirt down.
instead of dropping it down,
It'll
we're
go
gonna slope
back
it.
toward the
We're gonna
fence,
slope
right?
it and not go straight.
All right, so there's the question again about runoff.
Yeah.
Because you're actually forcing more runoff when it rains down that slope, whatever you make. And you'll have to do it gradually. You only have 7 feet left, or maybe 8 or 9 if you move the pool. But it's gonna slope more water down toward your fence, which is butting up to somebody else's yard there.
I mean, were you thinking of like which way being shorter, like
Moving it back or.
the patio? Like how
The
many?
the main
feet?
concern here is the distance to the property fence, the property line in the rear part. So you have right now 7.5 that your prints show,
Mhm.
and maybe a foot of whatever that is on the side of the pool, right? Maybe there's a foot or 8 inches.
Maybe so.
So your 2 options would be either to have a smaller pool, narrower pool, or to move it. And that's what Mr. Emery was referring to, or
Like how far? Like
In
the
order
whole
to get
15, the
to
whole
that.
15 feet?
in
Or
order to get to that 15 foot as far as the ordinance is concerned. I mean, that's what's in front of us right now. Right now, you're asking for a variance in the ordinance to allow you to have it with 7.5 feet from the property line. So unfortunately, with that said, I'm going to make a motion to deny the application for variance by Stacy Meadows for the property located at 20011 Lonesome Dove for section 46-190 area regulations of chapter 46 zoning to allow for swimming pool to be placed less than the required setback of 15 feet.
I have a motion on the table to deny. Do I have a second on that? Do I have a second? One more time. Do I have a second? Okay, motion to deny fails because of no second. I'll entertain another motion.
I say we give me 3 feet to the front towards your patio, and then we can at least get to 10 instead of the 15 feet. So instead of 9 feet, come to 6 feet. Give us a total of 10 and a half on your backside. Is that something that you could do?
yes, sir.
Is there any other pools already set in that subdivision that we know of?
I don't believe so. This
This
never
is gonna
thought about
become,
this coming up.
it's gonna become
It-
occurrence if.
I mean, I've heard of one.
Correct. It's gonna, I mean, if we do this, it's gonna be,
Correct.
I've heard of one pool.
When I talked to the
That's
builder,
okay.
that she had told me that one person had put in a pool, but she didn't give me like their name or
I
anything because
say
of
we-
confidentiality.
There's
say we-
obviously some lots that, have some corner lots and things like that that might have the ability to have some more room, but generally these, block homes that, just like this one, you're gonna experience, we're gonna start experiencing.
I say we
that.
table this, and a little bit more discussion in it. Because if we say, hey, let's give the variance, again, it's gonna, create that ripple effect. So I say we table it to the next meeting and give us some time to, look into that or see if there's anything else, or maybe even talk to the HOA or even the neighbors and see what they say. Because I kind of see where Mayor Pro Tem is talking the runoff into the neighbor's property, so now if we gonna flood his property because of the slope coming off
I
yours,
feel 15 feet, plenty.
well,
I mean,
we're not
too
at,
much for actually.
we're not at 15, we're gonna be a little shorter, right? So,
What do you plan on doing with the area that's not in pool? Rock or grass
Nothing.
or?
Grass.
Grass. Or would you prefer rock?
no, I would
Doesn't matter.
prefer
It's just-
Doesn't matter
could be
to me.
lawn,
So-
could be
grass
I
is
mean, I
gonna
was
soak it
gonna
in.
do grass.
Yeah.
Based on your statement, are you looking at being able to go 15 feet?
I mean,
So
It-
you-
it's very tight.
So
yeah,
your
if
patio-
you put the pool, like, you'd walk
Right
out
to
the
the
back
house.
door and then you'd be right in the pool.
That's why we wanted some 9 feet to get room to walk around,
Right.
furniture or barbecue pit.
Well, what everybody's was referring to is that once we set a precedence on what we're going to allow, this is going to allow other residents in that same area and in throughout the city, actually, that may have properties that are not within tolerance or within their, their required distance. So if you're telling me that 15 feet, that you might be able to do something with that. Because we understand that you lost 15 feet. If you hadn't lost that 15 feet and the backyard had an additional 15 feet, I don't think this would be a problem. You could definitely adjust it, right? But the fact that you did lose the 15 feet still takes away that you still need the 30 based on the ordinance.
Could you
So
go,
that's why I'm saying that I think 15 feet is more. I was like, that's way too much actually.
could you go back to your builder of the pool, have him redo your I guess your plans here? You go out and look at your patio area and see what you can give up. Let's say, hey, you know what? I don't need 6 feet. I could do 4 because I have enough for your furniture and your barbecue pit, which will bring it more our way, and then we can talk about it from there.
Yeah, so you say if we get like around the 10-foot mark,
Or
it'd be
or
more.
Or more, correct?
Yeah.
But I'd like to see, for y'all to go out there and say, hey, you know what? Maybe you can't work with 6 feet because you want to do certain things. Maybe you need the 9 or something, but if you can have your builder redo the plans and
I think that's feasible.
Yeah.
Matthew, was that a motion you were making or an inquiry about a motion?
I'll make a motion to table this until we get more information.
Okay, I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second on the motion to table? Okay, we have a second. Any further discussion?
The motion to table, are you requiring or asking for any additional information from the Meadows?
Yes, I'd like to see the plans as I suggested. Go back to your builder and see if cutting your 9 feet in half, or again, you may not need 6 feet. You could go 4, and it would give us more room. But go out there and see how much room you actually need to do what you want to do, and then have him put a plan together, and then we'll try to get it in.
and then just in.
And then
Matthew, if you'll make a motion to table until the family has time to gather additional information.
okay, so I'll amend my motion to table until we get more information, and then we'll go from there.
Are you
Second the addition.
Yeah, I'll second it. But also, is that pool already that size, or could they make the pool?
No, it's a fiberglass pool, so they're made out of
I
Houston.
think they're
But do you
molds.
have
They're
Yes.
molded pre.
They're already
Yeah, they're free.
molded.
do you have different choices, like you can go a little bit longer this way? Are they whatever
Oh,
they
different
have?
models, yes.
Yes,
Different
yes,
models,
they have
yes.
different models,
Okay.
yes.
So that might be some information we'll bring back as well. A pool that's maybe 2 feet narrower and move down a little bit, so you're closer to something that could be acceptable. Okay, any other discussion here?
Yes, was there a recommended minimum distance in this discussion?
No.
You just want them to come back and see
Correct.
what they can offer.
And then
So I think they should have drawings too, similar
Yes.
to the ones you provided already.
Yes, sir. They'll,
We'll
they'll
have-
provide those
we'll
with
have
you.
more drawings.
Okay. Any further discussion on this item?
Unless there's anything from staff other than obviously giving
Okay. If there's no further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Table?
Aye.
Two ayes, opposed?
Nay.
Okay, 2 and 2. But I'm allowed to vote, so I.
Oh, yeah, you're a voter.
As the pro tem, even though.
You were gonna give it a little.
I'm allowed to vote, yeah. So I'll break the tie with yes, and we'll have you come back in a couple of weeks and give us some more information, and we'll make a decision, try to make a decision at that time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, we're ready. I'll relinquish back to our mayor.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Actually gave me a chance to do some homework out there. So that was good. Gonna take care of that. All right, so appreciate that, council. Thank you for taking care of the item that we had in front of us, and I'll get briefed later. So it came out of that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to B, consideration and possible action concerning approving City of Lidle Annual Awards Committee Chairperson and committee members. Go ahead and turn it over to Michael.
Okay, there's two items that we're going to be looking at today and voting on. The first item would be for the chairperson, the City of Lidle Annual Citizenship Award Committee. This is comprised of 5 Lidle residents selected by the City Council, which one additional member selected by the mayor will be serving as chairperson. Mayor, do you have a person you would like to nominate to or appoint to be chairperson?
So, council, just so you know, last year we had a very successful run with our awards program. And I think Michael did a great job in being able to lead the group. And I think it would be beneficial for us to go ahead and keep Michael Alderman Rodriguez as our chairperson. So I would
Thank you.
like to go ahead and make a motion for us to keep Michael as, well, I'm supposed to nominate. I'm just going to
Yes.
nominate. Never
Thank
mind.
you.
I take back my motion. I'll nominate you. Okay?
Okay, so with the nomination of myself, Michael A. Rodriguez, I leave it up to the council to make a motion to approve or reject.
I'll second that.
A second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Excuse
Yep.
myself.
You excuse yourself. Any opposed? Okay. All yays for those that could. All right, Michael,
Thank you.
congrats on that one. Okay.
Okay, second item of this agenda item was the members. The City of Lidle Annual Citizenship Award Committee is comprised of 5 members, as I have mentioned, all Lidle residents selected by the City Council. The term of the service on the committee will run concurrently with their respective City Council members' terms of office. So currently, we have 3 of the 5 assigned that we can vote on today. Miguel is still looking for an appointee, and then Mr. Martinez is also looking for his appointee. Right now, I have Sal Aguinalda, which will be representing District 2. Tiffany Perez will be representing District 3, and Eva De Leon will be representing District 4. So I would like to see if we can get a motion to approve the 3 that I mentioned, Sal Aguinalda, Tiffany Perez, and Eva De Leon as
I'd make the motion that we approve named people to be on the award committee.
A second. Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. All yeas happen.
and I will get back with council as soon as I get the other two appointees. The first meeting for the Annual Citizenship Award Committee will be next month, probably about the second week of August.
Mhm.
June, July,
Second.
August, September,
September.
about the second week of September.
So we still have council, we still have one more meeting, so we can help us out and get
Yes.
the names, and then we can go ahead and vote and get them all together before they actually get going. The timeline is them starting to go out, taking a look, we'll start receiving packages and everything. And the main intent, the reason that we start so early is that, so that way we can recognize them in December. Is that
Yes.
correct? The first meeting in
Right.
December.
So everything has to happen prior to that, and we want to get the voting out, at least give 30 days. And last year we did the month of October to do the voting, so.
Yep.
It's all a real finding timeline, but it's doable.
Yep, they do that, comes to us, we do our part, and then we actually bring them in and we actually recognize them. So it'll be a good thing. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And thanks, Michael, for stepping up too and helping us out with this program, which is a key program where we use citizens to actually monitor and vote and take care of the folks that are making a difference out there. All right, let's go ahead and move on to item number C, a discussion and update regarding well number 2.
All right, Mayor and Council, obviously we've had this item on a couple times, but just given where we're at in the process, we really just wanted to update y'all and the public on where we're at. So as you know, but for the public's sake, we've been dealing with some issues with well number 2. I will preface all my statements by saying that we do know that around July of 2022, that well was taken offline once well 4 was put online. And so, that understanding, prefacing, everything else that comes out. Obviously, in 2023, kind of late fall 2023, we had there was some conversations with council that that it actually was offline and it was not operating right. And later on through that process of seeing what's going on, we found that there is a substance that we believe to be oil in the top of the well. And it has varied in size through a couple tests that have been completed by Edwards Aquifer. We are still not sure if it's a refined oil or if it's
Crude.
But it's pretty evident, based on the smell and the look and everything, that it is some sort of oil in the top there. Just recently, as of last week, the mayor, myself, and met with, as well as Robbie, our public works director, met with TCEQ, Railroad Commission, as well as Edwards Aquifer, just to kind of get everybody on the same page of what we've done, the various tests we've done, and where we're at with this particular well, being that we do have a pending violation because we do not have a second source of water at this point. We only have water well number 4. So before we update everybody on that, we wanted to make sure we met with them. It was a good conversation. We're looking at ways to test the water to see what kind of bacteria comes back and things like that. And they pointed us in the right direction on what we need to be looking for from the TCEQ standpoint. Edwards also agreed to come out and do one more measurement and also camera it after we call back UWR, who's the contractor, if you recall, that went ahead and cleaned out the well a couple months ago, I guess it was. They have tested it, or they came out and they took a measurement as of last week. So we know what that baseline is. We're hoping UWR comes out this week sometime and go ahead and cleans it up again. And then we can start that testing after a while. The other thing that the Edwards indicated is a particular test that they would like us to complete to see if the well itself, the outer wall of the well integrity is fine. And so we're going to be completing that here in the next couple weeks as well. So we just really wanted to give an update to where we're at. Obviously, it's not great news, but again, the well has been off. It's not connected to our system, so there's no contaminants getting into the system or anything like that. But we do need to figure out how we move forward with this particular well and or what we do from here. So is that a
Yep.
fair synopsis?
Yeah,
there?
pretty much. And council, just so you know, we have, with the help, we got to give a lot of credit to the Edwards Aquifer because we run 2 different cameras down already, and we can't see anything with the cameras at all. So we're doing some extra, and that's the reason why we got the whole group together so we could try to figure out. So we're going to continue the path to try to figure out, see what might be leading to one thing or another. But I will tell you that we're defining a working group, because we had everybody together and everybody was like, we've never done this before. So that just shows a commitment of the Railroad Commission, the Edwards Aquifer, and TCEQ for us to be able to resolve this and try to figure it out, because they understand, the significance of this. This well, it was the one well that took care of us since 1971. 1971, this well got started, and it took care of us for many, many years until we actually had well number 4. When I took over, I can tell you, in a sense, sitting in this, I was not sleeping very well because we only had one well, and that pretty much took care of our whole city. But Old Reliable came through. We put well number 4 online, and it actually, we can fill our tanks up in 3 hours with our well number 4, where our old well, it would take us up to 21, depending how low they got. That's how much production we're getting out of our new well. So we're doing good. We have more than enough water to be able to do and produce what we need to do, but we're required to have that other well, and that's what we were trying to do this. When we were going back and trying to figure out what was going on with the cycling, that's when we figured out that they were not cycling, and then we figured out that one well had been taken offline since July of 2022, and it just sat there. And I won't get into the rest of what happened and the investigation with that, but in a sense of it stayed offline from the whole time. And it's not because of anything contaminants. I'm just going to say it's a personnel issue, and I'm just going to leave it there. But where we're at right now, our public works director has done a great job just to try to resolve this and try to take care and help with SAC. So we'll continue this journey to try to figure out, because just so you know, we'll eventually need to get another well. But if we can keep this one and we can keep it going, and TCEQ approves it based on sampling and everything, that'll save us some money. Instead of spending $1 million, $1.2 million, $1.3 million right now, that we might be able to use it in a few years and kind of take care of some of our other water projects that are coming online. But if not, we will bring it back to the council and we'll take the next step. But we promised you transparency, and we promised you that we would let you know where everything is at, and that's where we're at right now with that. Any questions or anything?
Is one of the thinkings that the contamination could have been caused on purpose?
We have that's come up a couple times, and we've questioned a couple times that although it's possible, it's there's some fluctuating in the substance, like how much it is. So we
it
kind of
looks
think
like it's introduced.
we kind of took that out of the equation, but that has been discussed. So
And we're getting the sampling, and that's the main thing that we're trying to get. Based on the sampling, get all that so they can really get a good idea of what it is and what's going on.
they took samples from some of our other wells that have been offline for years as well, to also get a sense of comparison as well, because we do know that there is substances in those wells as well. So.
So are we, or can we take this as a wake-up call to maybe hardening our areas, some of our more sensitive areas?
Oh, in a sense of
Security.
the security that goes along with that. Oh,
I
yes.
think this would be a good opportunity.
Yeah.
or
And we've
time to
actually,
look at it.
well, number 4, we've just added more stuff to it. So, so it's a lot better in a sense of the security purposes or what we're actually doing with some of those different things. But no, valid point. But we'll keep you posted. And I'll go back to my comment. I sleep better at night now. We got well number 4. It's doing really good. And, we'll continue to go ahead and do that. We haven't had any major issues with sampling or anything out of that well at all, and continues. And just so everybody knows, we actually run monthly samples to get checked out every month out of the well. So just so you know. All right. Thanks, Zach. We'll go ahead and press on with some of the other things that we need to take care of. Let's go ahead and move on to D, consideration and possible action concerning proposing a tax rate of 0.398363 per 100 valuation for the fiscal year beginning October the 1st, 2024 and ending September the 30th, 2025.
All right,
Zach?
so Mayor and Council, as we discussed the last budget workshop, for those that weren't there, we based the budget on the tax rate as the mayor indicated in the caption, the 0.398363, which is a 1 cent increase from the current tax rate, in order to take care of all the things that obviously your departments brought forth, and just some other changing prices on things. We obviously have a balanced budget that we produced at that last meeting, using this particular tax rate. It is above the no new revenue rate, but it is not above the voter approval rate. And so obviously in order to move forward, council does have to propose a tax rate. And so we are asking to propose that 0.398363 rate, as indicated in the caption. And just to note, this does have to be a record vote for purposes of what's required per state law.
I think for our citizens, we've done a pretty good job of taking care of them. We are the lowest taxing community in this whole area. So I think we're doing it really good as we actually look at other areas to take care of them. But as a whole, I think the council and the city staff has done a really good job of being able to put some numbers together that kind of very reasonable for our community to be able to absorb and be able to provide the resources that they need and services that are required.
So do we start by making a motion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the tax rate of 0.398363 per 100 valuation for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2024 and ending September the 20th, September the 30th, 2025.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Oh, sure.
Got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Need to record the vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aye.
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 All right.
Who was the
Thank you, Molly.
second? Second?
I did.
David.
Thank you.
Okay.
And just so for y'all, as well as obviously those that are listening or in the audience, we will have the actual public hearing in September for the actual tax rate itself. So,
We'll still go through the formality.
correct.
All right. Good. Okay, just because we do have some stuff on the executive session, the agenda, we switched it just so we can give a chance for our directors to go ahead and present the reports. I think we got one, two, Cassandra. I thought I saw Cassandra. She's here. Okay. And Public Works. Are you going to cover the Public Works? Okay. So we should have everybody here to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and move on to item number 8. This is department reports, and the first one we have is do the Animal Care and Control Department. Daniel, come on up, sir, and go ahead and brief the council.
Here's our new clicker.
Yay.
New clicker. All right. Obviously, it's pretty.
Love the new clicker.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, Council, this is for, right now, we had 25 service calls. We set up one trap. We had one euthanasia with one of our dogs. He had contracted a very serious disease, so it was the only humane thing to do is put him down. We had 10 surrenders, and also, if you notice, we had also 10 owner returns. So it was one of those days. We had 13 adoptions. So right now our numbers was at 26 dogs and 14 cats. And again, hopefully, we're trying to keep those numbers moving, to get the dogs out, and getting all the animals out, and also we're relaying the information to everyone that if they do find an animal that is not theirs, leave it alone, give us a call, and we'll go and assess the situation from there. We had 3 dogs that were rescued to San Antonio Humane Society. Again, 8 volunteers. Again, roughly about 198 hours. And then for Bella's Pantry, we had 80 owners, and then we had 8 new people that came in again. We did get a confirmation from other donors for more food and everything. Hopefully this time we should be getting a little bit more food than we did last time too, for the whole community and for all the outlying towns. Facility continue updates again. Still, right now we're just about done with the fence project and everything. We have one company that offered their time to come back and fix our fences and everything, update them, and they're waiting on the size for one more door to be fixed, and then we should have all functional fences. Upcoming events again. This Saturday we have Dragonfly coming in for spay and neuter. Bella's Pantry at the end of the month, and then again on a sad note that we lost Miss Betty. Miss Betty now has officially retired from, but she's never forgotten. She's always there. So again, for Miss Betty and everything, she can come back anytime. Any questions?
No, I'd like to make a comment though. There was a little dog running around our neighborhood all the way up to school for about a week. I called Danny. He was there in minutes. It was a friendly little dog, and he picked it up, and I guess everything.
That was actually, that one got returned that same day.
Okay.
It was a miscommunication, and again, there was between the owner and the owner's grandmother. So again, that was I'd never seen that. 10 dogs, that were, and then a lot of them, they got, due to we update daily on Facebook and everything. So, and also all the outlining social media and everything, and we got everyone back. And so it's actually been on a good.
Real quick search. Appreciate that.
They've been doing a really good job. I know it's not up there, but I just wanted to highlight, so you kind of look and see the one on the left, and then you see the one on the right. So these guys here picked up the one on the left. It'd been running, and it brought him in, and I think it was you, Daniel, that brought it in. It was running around, very skittish. So brought it in, cleaned him up. We have Miss Lydia, right?
Yes.
She's the groomer, and she took care of it, and
It went off to Humane Society. They scooped it up within hours.
yeah. And we think that was a dog because of the way he was skittish, but based on commands that he
belonged to someone, but again, he was dumped.
Yeah.
And that's just that thing is with poodles and everything, especially in that area. So what dogs do belong and what dogs don't belong, and unfortunately that one didn't belong.
You haven't seen any male blue heelers coming.
I said, sir, yes, we are looking out. We are looking
Still
out.
thinking he's alive somewhere.
Well, we did have a few. We actually had one male blue heeler, but it showed up at but again, where they found it at, now is in Atascosa. and he's still there right now.
But mine's chipped, so they'd be able to.
They would be able, again, they would chip them. They would scan, make sure that, he's chipped or not. So again, let's just hope.
All right, his name's Ringo, so.
We'll be looking out for him, sir.
Keep saying the name. I'll be able to turn the head, right?
He will.
That'd be good. But great
Knows
job.
my whistle.
Great job. Appreciate that. Council, anything else? Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. All right, Cassandra. Are you going to hear about that one event we just had? That's good.
All right, we had 97 users for computers and 136 for the kids. We had a lot of kids in this last month. We had 1,987 checkouts. It really went up. There's 56 users. It kind of went down, but the loans went up to 71. But we're fixing to go to the new platform in October. And then there was 10 new library card accounts, 31 renewals, and April made 11 cards. And still doing story time and crochet group. We had Yarn Monsters on the 6th. We had a movie at the library on the 8th. We had 10 people for that. And then we have our crochet group this week, on Thursday. And we're still working on that. And website, of course. There's the calendar. And then the left side was Shark Week. We kept it up from like July 3rd, I think, to August the 5th. So we had a shark challenge and a Shark Week challenge, and then the kids showed up for rock painting. We had, I think, 40 kids for that. The foam party, there was like 250, I think, so we counted. And then we had 50 kids registered for the summer reading program, and 45 participated. The mini golf was 115. And the Shark Week challenge, I'm still counting those. I haven't finished counting those. And then we had rock painting, of course. The makeup bracelet was 40 kids. And then we had a gummy worm challenge and the shark gummy challenge as well. So, and then all of these are pictures from the golf. But I didn't want to take pictures with kids because we don't have permission. So it's easier to just take pictures of before and after. That's it.
So 115.
It was more than last year, so it was pretty good.
Should make a lot of money at this session.
No, we gave out popsicles to the kids as they went out the door. So nice and cool. But
Take the nets out the door.
Yeah, they took it out the door, exactly. Yes.
That was awesome. That's great job, Cassandra. Thank you for what you do. That was a busy summer.
Yes, it was very busy. Any questions?
Appreciate it. All right.
So got a total of 66 work orders. 48 obviously were water. Most of those are, obviously 12 new meters installed, and then a lot of rereads that we're still working through some issues with that. No sewer again, which is great. No stoppages. And then just 19 miscellaneous service-related items here. Obviously, a graph showing that. The big slide here, obviously our pumpage for and our limits. You see there, we are getting a little higher on the total water pumped. Obviously, if we stick around that 70, give or take, we should be okay. I did just find out that we are back in stage 3, I guess, from the rain we received not too long ago helped quite a bit. So that's good. But that, as of last time, I'm not holding my breath, as we know that was short-lived in stage 3 before it went back to stage 4. So, but obviously we're continuing to monitor that. So I think that's, or there's just a breakdown for the individual pool. So as you can see, when he pulled this, still in July there, so it's still stage 4, but it has come to stage 3 now again.
So we're at 400 out of 600.
Yeah, 406 out of 636, and that might go a little up again just because of the 3. Yeah, so we're still doing okay. It's just something to watch as we get further down the road. So. That's it.
Can I Or can we ask Robbie to give us any update on any customers that came in for the reduction in their water bill? Remember we were talking about how we set that policy going forward where they could get a reduction on excess water usage?
Yeah. So I can tell you, we have not had anybody yet. We had one person that potentially could have gone down that road, but it ended up just being a transposing of numbers, we found out.
Okay.
So we were able to work with them and get that corrected.
But the initial person was taken care of?
Correct. Correct.
Just to clarify, that was on water leaks.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know
Oh,
if
you're
it's
right.
leaks,
You're right.
just
So
saying,
if I go
some
and fill my
leaks, not
swimming
excessive
pool,
usage,
I
like-
can't, I can't come in.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yes.
There was a leak.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, you're right. There was the other item too that I was going to ask you about. I can't remember. Oh, the customer request rereads.
Yeah.
This month and last month were higher than normal. They're a lot lower than they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing some trends, and I've talked with Robbie about this. There, to that same notion that I just mentioned, there's been some transposing of numbers. So,
Okay.
I've been asking him to have conversations with the guys of just slow down, and just take your time and actually get it done, and you don't have to rush through them. So a lot of times that's where it's coming from is we may not catch it right away, but then of course the bill goes out and then we go back and start looking when they start calling or coming up.
Yeah, it takes a lot less time to do it right the first time.
100%.
Thank you.
Anything else?
All right, Richie, come on up. Thank you, Zach.
Trying to disarm me. I don't know, I'm gonna put in attack mode here. I'm a ex-street fighter. Okay, here we go. Street taco fighter might be.
Street taco
probably
fighter.
better in that area than calls for service 237. Saw public roadway accidents were up to about 11 this month, which still with the number of traffic in town, you count the interstate, you count everything, it's really not that many vehicle accidents. And alarm calls, again, 4 alarm, 3 commercial, 1 residential. That's very small, very low. I think we talked in the past. I think a lot of that's because of now alarms. People are monitoring themselves with cameras, so it's there's not as much of they can verify it's somebody delivering something or a family member. Anyway, just bring that up. Check, control check. 155 citations. Still that speeding. Still the primary one we've got here in town. What would be number 2? No insurance or no vehicle registration. And then, of course, we're waiting to see after January 1, vehicle inspections won't be required. Good and bad. Bad part is that a lot of that's what kept people getting their headlights, fixed and the horns working and brakes and stuff. So I'm interested how that's going to play out. Not something statewide, it'll be an interesting something to see how that works out. And if we do see more accidents because vehicles, it might take a few years to get there, but anyway, kind of interesting on that.
Have you received any directives on that?
No, basically it's just going to be done away with,
I mean, but are the officers going to be given the leeway or the right to say somebody's driving with one headlight, pull them over?
Well, I mean, we have
cite
that.
them?
Yeah, we have that now. So it's not good. But what it's going to do is it's just going to mean that instead of people with kind of when they go to get their vehicle inspected, they were going to you need to fix this or your license plate light's out. Now you're not going to have that. So you're going to see, so you may have somebody getting stopped for a license plate out 2 or 3 years in a row as opposed to, because it's messed up, as opposed to getting it fixed to get the inspection.
Yeah, and how do you tell somebody's got bad brakes until that happens?
Well, that's a whole nother issue. Yes, sir. That's something we don't know anything about.
Now,
but
for clarification, this is only for regular vehicles. Anything that is commercial is still going to be inspected, just so everybody knows. So if it is commercial, it's still going to require that.
Chief, before you leave that slide, 59 on speeding, we reduced the speed limit to 25 on selected streets. Where are you seeing the speeding most? Is it on the streets that we reduced or no?
You can pretty much get speeding on any street, whether the speed limit's reduced or not reduced. Like Somerset Street is a main thoroughfare. Now I have a sign set up over there. So that cuts down on the speeding. But if we move the sign, you could sit over there and write a lot of tickets for over that. It just kind of, I think it's just a matter of if you had 100 officers and they set it 100 streets one day, everybody might tell everybody that, but if you didn't, you're going to see speeding kind of everywhere, not in Lytle and, everywhere, thoroughfare streets mostly.
So I guess my question really is, did it help to lower the speed limit on those selected streets, in your opinion?
I'm sure, I think it helped. But I think the offside balance is the increased traffic is probably where it kind of, I think if you had an isolated community, when you didn't have the interstate, you didn't have all the cross through, so many new homes and new people and all these workers, I think, you could probably tell better. But with us, you've seen the traffic go up. So you've also, so it's maybe just the percentage of your traffic going up may not really have a lot to do with it.
Do you know
I think so.
if any of the delivery trucks like UPS, Amazon, have they received any speeding tickets?
Oh, every now and then we'll pop an Amazon guy trying to go a little fast. But
No, I'm asking because they go down our street out the front door pretty
sometimes
fast.
the Amazon people, we have written several tickets. Now, not normally UPS and FedEx, they're not, but the Amazon, now the independent Amazon drivers, contract drivers, we've gotten them quite a bit. I say maybe not. I don't have enough to give you real data, but I do know that we, because they're in a hurry. A lot of people.
Big gray truck flying by.
Oh yeah, they will. Yes. So we have stopped some big gray trucks. Yes.
Now the data is a little bit old. It's at least 3 years old. But just as a reminder, inside a city of Lytle, we average somewhere between 55 and 57,000 vehicles a day. A day. That's a lot of vehicles in a community that is 3,000. So we have a lot of vehicles. That does not include anything that is happening on I-35. That's another 40-something thousand.
So
a day.
if you can see a busy day, if you had two officers working traffic and they made 25 stops total or 30 stops total, which would be a day where you didn't have any other distractions, you were just doing that, you can see 30 stops compared to the number of traffic. It's just a wee little pinhole of what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, yes, sir. I'll go through it right. Hold on. Arrest. A little bit of everything again. Warrants, stolen firearms, warrants, use of justice, narcotics, DWI, and that was just to the third. We got warrants, controlled substance, DWI, PI, DWI, Vice Protective Order, drug paraphernalia, warrant service out of Kendall County. It's dope case, another dope case. That's the one, theft of material. That's the ones they got out there in Rosewood that were taking copper out of a house. Got a couple guys on that. Dope, PI, more warrants, DWI with child, DWI enhanced, assault caused bodily injury, DWI with children, failed ID. So a lot of arrests in July. I think the guys told me it was one of the first cases, probably one of the busiest arrest months we've had. So it's very nice to not have any arrests this past week because the arrest is one thing. The going out and putting the cases together and all the time involved in that and making the videos, the car video and the body cams and requesting certified judgments and from all over the state. So it goes on and on and on. So there's a lot of time. So when we get a week with no arrest, it's kind of like a great way for us to catch up. And anyway.
Just a reminder, because we know we have some folks that are visiting us. A lot of these folks are not from Lytle. Is that correct, Rich?
Most of them wish they were.
I'm just saying, we get folks that come through here for some reason.
We're not. We're a destination, not like Las Vegas, but more like a place where, people come to HEB, they go to Whataburger at night to eat, places that are open. And of course, with the interstate, we're going to get a truck stop opening soon, we think. That's going to really change our dynamics too. So yes, all these people are from all over, from, you never know. A little bit of everything. Nothing there, luckily. Only one burglary. They got some money out of an unlocked vehicle on Somerset Street. That's really the biggest problem we're having with vehicle burglaries is unlocked with valuables left in your vehicle. I leave my vehicles unlocked. I said that. But the good thing is I work for the city. I have no valuables. But because I don't want somebody to break in to get in there and get nothing. But we've got a lot of people, a lot of firearms getting taken out of vehicles. So we encourage people to lock your vehicle. Don't leave firearms in your vehicle. If you do, get those. There's still safes you can buy, and whatever to put them in. But so that's that. Criminal mischief graffiti. It's a broken window on a vehicle over. I'm not sure exactly what even happened there. Thefts. We did have 2 stolen vehicles off Cortez Road. They were both recovered in Twin Lakes, a local little band of young people that has been also out there in Medina County. They don't have them identified, but that was early, and we haven't had any activity since then. O'Reilly's had a little shoplifting, one of those Wagyu briskets again, and another shoplifter from HEB.
Boys haven't been found.
Sir?
Kia boys haven't been
No. But now that I saw a deal, they're doing a lot of those Kias they've got some upgrades, and supposedly in San Antonio, the thefts have come down 50% because of the
software.
Yeah, there's a software, the way you can watch on TikTok or whatever these young people use, and they see all this, and there you go. Lost found property. I don't know. Sometimes that just we end up with a lot of this stuff, but we actually returned some stuff. Somebody left their 9mm magazine over at Whataburger. I don't know how that happened. Better that than the gun. We've had people leave their gun in restrooms before. I think the mayor, you were over there one day at HEB when a guy left his gun in the restroom. Anyway, but we have an unknown. And we have a little bag of narcotics. And again, that guy, they never claimed those. We had Tico did a site visit on July 17th. I forgot this was in here. Everything's been going so quick lately. So that's our regulatory authority for our peace officer license. So they come in, they inspect our files, they ensure that that everything's in order. Everybody has what they're supposed to have. We have the correct original forms, not copies, and they go through this long list. That when I started as chief 25 years ago, the list was about like that. Now it's about like this, as you know, Matthew, what they've done. And this stuff here, the difference is a lot of this is administrative, but this guy's a special agent. He carries a gun and a badge. And actually, if I don't have the correct paperwork in there, it can be a criminal offense. It's not just an administrative. They send you a letter and you pay a fine. They can actually file charges on me. So it's really, but we had no deficiencies, which is good. But that's, there's that. So I'll bring that up to y'all. So you got that.
Cool.
Special events, July 4th, it was wonderful. Siren test, department head meetings, alert training. Thank you for the Hondo Police Chief, Medina County, some other agencies got together. They brought the training down to to Medina County. It says San Antonio because one of the schools at that one class was on Petranco and has a San Antonio address. It was Medina Valley. So we got 8 of our officers certified in that. That's a new mandate the state came out with. Everybody's going to have that 16 hours. They did not exempt police chiefs or sheriffs or part-time officers or anyone, which is normally they'll exempt someone when they come with mandatory, but no one is exempted. Danny had people in his class that were as old as in their 80s that were peace officers taking the class. And so, it's a very wide, but everybody took it. It wasn't very fun. I got bruises. I got shot in the hand a couple of times. It was hot inside. I had to wear this protective stuff. It was hot. And anyway, but we got it done. And life is good. The more alert training, another training, and then we had emergency management exercise on 7:30 here at City Hall. Criminal cases, 5 at Atascosa, 5 people for 5 charges, 4 suspects, 7 charges, Atascosa County Judicial District Attorney's Office. 1 felony at Medina County DA, criminal district attorney, 1 misdemeanor, no charges in Bear County, human resources. Let me see, so through 7/10, is that one 8/7, 8/7? Oh, we just finished 8/7, so we haven't got the numbers finalized. We had 80 hours of overtime, which we were down 1 officer. We are not, I'll go to that. Vacation hours, 57.25, 83.75 sick, 12 hours holidays. We had quite a few officers out with different things. COVID's been back around, other issues. We now have, this month, Mayor Pro Tem Emery swore in Samantha Mendez as reserve officer with her hopes of filling a full-time position. And we're going to get allocated in October. And we also, and Mayor Gonzalez swore in Frank Reyes, who retired from us a year and a half ago after a stint at the courthouse in Atascos as a bailiff. He was bored to death, and he's working. He just started. He's on tonight. He's working 2 nights, and he'll work tonight and tomorrow night. So he's glad to be back. So we are full staff. We are in good shape right now. We hope to remain that way. We'll cross our fingers. Many agencies are not. We are, thank God, and we just hope everything right now is well.
Be good. Council? Anything at all? All right. Well, thank you, Richie. Appreciate it. And thank you for everything that you guys are doing. All right. 7:51 right now. What we're going to go ahead and do is just take a quick 5-minute break. We'll need to come back into executive session, and then we'll go ahead and go to the back. I know we have some folks that are here with us. We apologize. It just takes a little bit of time to go through some of the stuff, but we'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. So if we can go ahead and show Paula, it's 7:51 right now, and let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break and then come on back in here.
Like, you know the door you think it's gonna be heavy, but it's not a heavy door.
We're good. Okay, so let's go ahead and show ourselves back. It's 8 p.m. and we are back. And let's go ahead and take care of item number 9, executive session. The City Council of City of Lidle may convene an executive session in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Governmental Code, Section 551.071, consultation with the attorney, Section 551.072, deliberations regarding real property, Section 551.074, personal matters, to discuss and consider the following items. A, Saddle Ridge Estate subdivision easement. B, status update on city employment matters. C, discussion concerning requests for bids. RFB number 2024-0703, sale of city's gas utility system. And D, discussion concerning the award of competitive sealed bid CSB number 2024-0602, booster station improvements. So Paola, if you can actually go ahead and show us going into executive session, and we can go ahead and go back there, council. Molly, you can go ahead and join us. And as we go through this, if we need somebody, we'll come back out here and get you at that point. Okay? All right. So, Paola, if you can actually show us back, it's 9:26. No action taken. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 10, discussion and possible action regarding matters discussed in executive session. So go ahead and open it up.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
I move that we authorize the city administrator to enter into discussion and what's the word I'm looking for? Negotiations with West Texas Gas concerning the sale of the city's gas utility system.
Okay. Got a motion on the floor. Okay. Got a second? Yeah. Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all yeas. Thank you, council. Appreciate that. Okay. Go ahead and do the next motion.
Mayor, I make a motion that we reject all the bids on the CSB 2024-602 boost station improvements, and we work with the engineers to revise the specs and rebid the project again.
Okay, got a motion on the floor for us to go ahead and do that.
I'll second that.
Got a second? Okay. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. All right. Craig, Scott, we'll get back with you and get working on the next phase, okay? Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Okay, next one is number 11. Let's go ahead and take a look at the informational items. And we'll go ahead and go down this way, see if we have any informational items we need to share. There's not a lot of people in here. Molly? Nothing. Nothing at all? Okay. Okay, first of all, I want to go ahead and say thanks to Dave. Appreciate you covering during the time of my absence and giving me a little bit of chance to be able to take care of my regular jobs requirement and a little bit of vacation. And I want to say thank you to the council too for taking action on those items that we needed to do just so we can kind of keep our city moving along that way. Special thanks to Brianna and Zach for that free haircut event. Thanks also to Gracie for helping getting the vendors for this event. It was a huge success, as you heard earlier. It went very well, and some people are already talking about what else that they need to bring. So appreciate all that, taking care of that on that day. Yep. Oh, yes. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Appreciate that. That actually worked out really good. So appreciate that. Thanks to Public Works for managing our projects, even when being short. As you know, we've had some family situations happen in Public Works, and they've been keeping projects going and filling in. And at the same time, we had one or two little emergencies here and there, and they've been taken care of. So if you see them somewhere, please give them a chance to be able to tell them thank you so much. They're working on their last outstanding project, right? That has been a big project. So we're hoping, bless you, we're hoping that this week they'll get done and they'll get us pretty much caught up with some of the stuff that has been in the books for a very long time. So many thanks to them. Along with, we've had some bugs that have been flying around with different departments too. So people overcoming and stepping in and helping out, that has worked out really good. I want to say thanks to Paola and Zach and PD with welcoming our school staff today. The convocation went very well. A lot of feedback from the teachers and the representation in the city and everything that we did for them. Worked out really, really good. So appreciate that. And Paola, thank you for finding a local vendor and making it even more special instead of actually going into Orient Express or some of those big companies and trying to find something for us to be able to recognize our teachers. She found a local person here that was able to create something even cheaper than what we would have bought and be able to give some sort of significance to our teachers. So thank you for doing that. That worked out really good. The let everybody know on Wednesday we have the community pep rally for our school. This is at the gym at 6 p.m. This is where we have all the folks from band to athletes, everybody for this whole season. They do a big pep rally. They're doing it inside. I think this is the second year, which is really smart because it gets pretty hot out there. So this is going to work out really good. We had Bonnie Finnegan. If you haven't heard, she passed away last week. Bonnie is big, long time resident and just made a huge impact in our community. And because of her and a few other folks that did those quilts is the reason that my family moved here. They did a lot of things that made a difference. And then I found out today that our kids at the school actually made some of the squares that in turn would end up being quilted or being placed in a quilt. These quilts were sent downrange and service members would get them when they were recovering. And I got a chance to see them and all these beds. One of my guys got hit with an IED and I just asked where they're from. And I said, we get these boxes and they come from this little town. And that was Lytle, and had a nice little patch on there, and it said made by the Lytle Stitchers. And I can tell you that's the reason why we're here. The only reason that we're here. I know that the big guy in the sky spoke to us and said that's where you need to go just because of the impact. So Bonnie is one of the lead people. She taught a lot of folks how to quilt, and she was part of that group. So if you have a chance, it's on the 17th of August, this Saturday at the Methodist church hall that they're going to do a little memorial for her. We have the Animal Care and Control yard sale on the 7th of September. So please work with our staff, make sure that we can just clear out stuff that we can actually sell and take care of that. Homecoming nighttime parade. People are getting very excited. Lots of questions. Actually, this weekend I had to reach out to Zach because all these folks they want to be part of it. I think it's going to be a big thing for us and how that's going to turn out. So we're going to get busier as we get through. The staff has already posted it on the website. All the information is in there. They can download it. They can fill it in and send it in electronically. We're only doing it by email. We don't want people to just come and drop them off. That way we can track folks in a lot easier way. But that's going to be a good thing. By the way, from the pub across the street, the Outlaw to the Lucky Clover, some of those businesses are already planning to do some additional events at night. So we're going to see a lot more people down on Main Street for this parade. I think it's going to be pretty neat.
And the keyword is lights.
Lights. So this is a time if we have any vehicle can come in. We did say no 18-wheelers because we're more worried about the crossing in the railroad and stuff, but goosenecks are fine. So anybody who wants goosenecks decorate or anything particular, a lot of moms this weekend talking, they're already planning it out. Right, Paula? Yeah. They're getting creative. I think they're getting online and ordering all these fancy lights. I don't know. We start seeing planes around Lytle. We got the pattern. They think we're somewhere else, but I think it's going to be really good. Special prayers for Sammy Aguinaga. He is actually recovering from one procedure, and he's going to have another procedure done in the future. But for those of you who've been around, he's actually helped us out with a lot of our holiday celebrations, not only internally with us, but also with our city, with the different things that we actually do with a hayride and all that. So please keep him in mind. Little prayers for him and his family as they go through these challenging times. But he's doing good, which is really good. Birthdays that we actually have. Richie's already gone, but Luis Diaz birthday. He's going to be, I'm not saying what his age is, but he's still young. He's still young. That's on the 13th of August. And we have have somebody turning 25 on the 16th of August. 25, so get a chance to go ahead and sing all of us. So here you go.
I'm actually on the 8th.
You're on the 18th? Oh, hold on. We're already prepared. We need to get. Hold There you go. Yeah, I need to add you on my list too. There you go, man. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear colleagues. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Cool beans. That's what we celebrate. Okay.
I do have a little
Yes.
announcement.
Here we go.
I forgot when the mayor went around. This Saturday, I know there's the memorial, but the once a year Battle of Medina Symposium is this Saturday at Lemming, starting at 10 o'clock. There'll be breakfast tacos available before that if you want to come down. And there's also lunch, brisket usually, you buy the plates. We have some speeches and some ceremonial things for a while. Then we have presentations. And we'll be making a big presentation this year because we have found the skirmish site for the Battle of Medina, not the main battle site, but the skirmish site. And it's made news at every major newspaper in Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, I believe. So it's a big deal. We're changing history, and we'll have some displays down there. I think, I said 10 o'clock, I think it's 10 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
Right, and 10 is when the lectures, presentations start. Yeah, the old, it's a county annex. It's the old Lemming School. It was built in the early 1900s. We have the building now. And I'll say with quite a bit of pride, I'm the head of the metal detecting committee for the Historical Commission. And it's through our direct effort that we've located the place and uncovered these items. And it's an ongoing thing. We'll be going back to the same place again when the weather changes. And we hope to find a lot more. So we're making history. So
That is awesome.
if you want to come on down and enjoy the day. There'll be some presenters there as far as like sales booths and things like that to buy some items too. And if you want to ask me about it later, I'll tell you more
No,
about it.
it's awesome. I got a chance to go see when they had the reveal, and it was great.
Yeah.
I tell you, I posted that out, and it was probably one of my biggest shares and following and views and everything out of that post. A lot of movement on with that story, without a doubt. It worked
It's
out really
as
good.
big a deal historically as the Alamo, and most people don't know about it.
Yep.
Really,
Yep,
seriously.
yep. It's all good. All right. Any last minute? Okay. It is 9:40. Can I go ahead and get a motion for us to adjourn?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Got a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Second. Okay. I don't think anybody have a discussion. All those in favor? Any opposed? All yays. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for all your work today.